And still muted.
There.
There.
Is that
Now
better?
can you hear us, Jennifer? So hopefully you can hear us now. Check test, check test. Can you hear us?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can anybody hear us? Give us a thumbs up to let us know. So
I don't know.
there we
There,
go.
good.
Okay,
Jennifer.
now we can.
Awesome.
So yeah, we came in here and I was still kind of rushed and everything. Got sound. Okay, good.
Good.
Facebook user, do me a favor. If you're watching on Facebook, we see Facebook user.
That's all that shows
That's
on
all
our
it shows.
screen.
So do me a favor, type your name in there so that we can at least welcome you guys properly and everything instead of calling you Facebook user. So, but we are broadcasting in the Real Men Wear Kilts group. We're broadcasting on my wall, and we're broadcasting here on YouTube. Now, do me a favor if you guys are on.
Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike, Kilted Cabby.
Okay, buddy. If you are on Facebook and everything, jump over to YouTube so that what we're doing is trying to build up hours so that once we get a decent amount of hours, what we're going to have is some more benefits and things open up to us on YouTube. So, but.
And how many hours are we at right now?
We are just under 2,600.
2,600, and
we're sitting at
we need 4,000.
4,000.
Okay. So we have what, 1,400 more to go?
About, yeah,
1,400 hours. So
if you watch us on YouTube, then we get counted for hours on YouTube. But if you're watching on Facebook and everything, we don't get counted for those hours. So
and the dogs are deciding to play.
Yeah,
right now,
those stupid dogs. Daphne, Scooby, stop it, stop. Feisty little things. So, but so tonight, let me put on my proper glasses here so I can see what we're seeing. There we go. Now I can see. So tonight we are talking about gardening and some gardening tips and everything. But first,
back video. Jennifer says, "What back videos do you get hours?" Yes.
Yeah.
If you like go to his playlist and put on your computer and just hit play and walk away for 6 hours, if your computer plays it, it does give him hours.
It does give me hours. So, but yeah, we do get that. But if you are new watching us, we just thank you so much. Do me a favor and like, subscribe, and share, and then ring that little bell so that you get notified whenever we post a new video or go live. Now that's on YouTube, not on Facebook. So, but we're using this really cool program that allows us to broadcast on Facebook and our Facebook group, and also here on YouTube. So, but yeah, a lot of interesting things and stuff going on.
Would you like me to go put them up now?
Put them up now.
Excuse me a minute.
I said, oh, don't worry about putting the dogs away or everything.
I need to get through here.
So.
Got me locked in, sweetheart.
Oh.
Come on, guys. Come here, babies.
There she got it.
Yeah.
Move to you. Right on. Thank you much.
You are too noisy.
But yeah, she's putting the dogs away. Totally miscombobulated evening. So even though we started early and getting everything, so I apologize for any technical difficulties that we are having on our side. But what we wanted to talk about. We're coming into gardening season. I don't know where you live right now, but we just passed our first freeze date, or our last freeze date, excuse me. We are getting, rain right now. It is a little bit on the chilly side and things. So I know Cynthia has been putting out plants and stuff, and we had this one freeze even after the freeze date, which our freeze date was April 15th. And I had to still go out there and cover everything with towels and sheets and stuff, just so that the little saplings or starters wouldn't freeze and die. But what she did is, because we've been having really good weather, and here in Virginia we have these surprise small winters that just all of a sudden pop up and decide to freeze everything. And so what she did is she was winter sowing all her plants, and what she did was then cut off all the tops of them so that they can get some sun and everything. And so it was really good. We had some really nice weather. They're starting to pop up. They're really starting to sprout and looking good and everything. And then we got a notice that we have a freeze warning. So, and and again, we get these small winters. So this is why I've been kind of lagging, at least getting seed in the ground and everything, so that we could, get these things in properly so they don't die. Hey Ray, how you doing, bud?
Oh, Ray's on. Hey Ray.
So I guess if you're in the group, Ray, are you watching on the group or are you watching on my wall? And that'll tell us how you're watching.
It looks like he's on Facebook.
Well, he's on Facebook, but I don't know if he's in the group or is he
watching on your
on my Facebook wall. Because some people, Mike Kilted Cabby was just showing his Facebook user.
He moved to YouTube.
Yeah, so he just moved to YouTube and stuff.
Awesome, thank you, Mike.
But a lot of things. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I mean, we're all watching the dollar die and it's sliding down. And so what's happening is that we're losing our value or our buying power. That's what inflation does, is it steals your buying power. And so it takes more of those pieces of paper to buy stuff. And,
just in the last year, the typical American family has lost $700 a month of buying power. Just your typical American family. I believe that, between groceries, gasoline, bills, even plants. Going to the nursery, I was floored with plants cost at the nursery now.
Yeah. No, it's insane.
It's a lot of money, $700 a month.
Yeah, veggie starts and everything are really up there. High. So it's amazing. And that was, some of the things that we're going to show tonight is how to start. Cynthia's got tips, and I want to show some of my tips on getting things started. So but like it or not everybody's faring well right now. And if you have, and this again up to your own discretion and everything, I'm not a financial planner or anything. If you need financial advice, talk to your financial planner, blah 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 blah, gratuitous disclaimer. But if you've got money sitting around in a savings account and it's doing nothing, look in to start buying tangible assets. And some of the things that we're going to show you, I consider tangible assets, because these are things that you are going to need, and the prices are going to start going up. And so would you rather buy them now at a lower price, or would you rather buy them later at a much higher price? Because with things going on, we're looking at shenanigans over there with China and Taiwan and all that other stuff. There is a very good chance. In fact, China just locked down that chip maker executives are now being kicked out of Taiwan. And then also they're
chip maker, as in like computer chips.
Taiwan.
The companies are being kicked out of Taiwan.
No, the executives.
Oh, the why is that?
They're not being given visas and stuff. And then also they're going to put an embargo on chips being imported and exported. So they can't enforce that yet, because unless they do some sort of blockade, which probably the U.S. is not going to allow. But they just came out last week that if they are a foreign executive for like Intel or some of these other AMD or some of these other chip companies, they're revoking their visas.
Wow.
And then also, if they're Americans, and then also they're going to stop exporting or allowing these chip companies to export to the U.S. and everything.
Why are they kicking them the executives out?
Just to make things hard.
Harder.
It's economic hardship.
Right.
So
wow.
And in fact, Warren Buffett just liquidated this week all his Taiwanese stocks, and he's just getting out of there. And so the thing that you need to think about is if things are going to get rough between U.S. and China and all these other places, then everything that we get out, the stuff that the gardening tools and a lot of these other things and stuff are going to cost a lot more if we can even get them. So the way things are going with China and Russia, China and America is like right now. And so I encourage you guys to really stock up and start getting these tangible assets now. If your money is just sitting around doing nothing, think about, getting some of these things now, because there's a chance that you may not get them in a year or so.
Mike just said that the home energy costs in Canada went up $1,500 in a year.
Yep.
Wow.
Insane.
That's some people's house payments.
Yeah. Insane. How can people afford it?
Wow.
Yeah.
They're going to be priced out of a house.
Yeah. It's insane. So
that's crazy.
It's getting to the point where just everyday living expenses are getting out of hand. I just saw that the used car business, and in fact, banks are now not loaning car loans right now, and they're making it super, super, super difficult to the point of, you can't get a loan for a car. And then
it's the carbon tax.
Pardon?
I'm sorry, Mike said it's the carbon tax up there.
Yeah, they have carbon tax up there. Mm-hmm. It's a total ripoff. But
it's terrible.
It's and so banks aren't going to be lending out to car companies, specifically used or secondhand cars and everything. And what USA Auto, which is kind of a nationwide auto dealership that specializes in used cars, is shut down all their offices nationwide. And they're not going to be
more people out of work.
More people out of work, and because they just can't move cars. And the dealers now, because banks and everything are no longer really lending for cars, means cars are going to be sitting on the parking lot, and these salesmen are going to be out of a job too, because no one wants to lend. And the odds are very, very good that the feds will raise rates again 25 points or 0.25 or whatever it is. So right now we're sitting at 5.75, I believe, 5.5 or 4.5. I forget which, but we're probably going to be pushing 6.0 here soon. So look for that in May 2nd or 3rd. And so people are going to start even struggling more and things. And what we're seeing too is credit card debt. Families are leveraging their credit cards just to eat and things.
Tell them about the video that you showed me the other night. I just wanted to cry when I saw it. The guy that was breaking into.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was
you tell it.
No, you tell it.
This guy was robbing Home Depot. And one of the employees was filming him. He's like, dude, what you doing? Dude, what you doing? Dude, what you doing? And the guys are shoving stuff into his car and says, my kids got to eat. My kids got to eat. I got to feed my kids. And jumped in his car and drove away.
Off. Just walked in, started taking stuff and walked out. That just broke my heart that this person has had to revert to feed his kids.
Mm-hmm. And so
it's just...
But things are getting harder and harder. You're starting to see more and more of these flash mobs showing up and stealing stores and everything.
Our church got robbed last week.
Yeah, our church got robbed.
Our church got robbed.
Did someone steal your hostas?
Yes, I'm still upset about my hostas being stolen.
Yeah.
I put out 2 hostas at our church, just in milk jugs of all things, not even in pretty planters, to see if the deer would come along and eat them, because I don't want to put a bunch of flowers out that the deer are going to eat. I don't think they have many deer there. And then someone stole them. They're just little hostas. Actually, they're pretty beautiful hostas in a milk carton, the bottom of a milk carton. And someone came along and stole my hostas. I thought that really irritated me. I was upset.
Yeah. Facebook user says it isn't 7 p.m. What's happening here? We live on the East Coast, and so we've decided to start doing shows again, but we are doing them at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then because otherwise
our time,
it is just ridiculously too late, and
we're done by 8 o'clock. We're old.
Yeah,
we're old.
We're in bed.
Are done at 8 o'clock.
So
we've been talking since 6 o'clock in the morning when the child gets out of bed.
Yeah. Well, plus you had the women's Bible.
I had a women's thing this morning.
Yeah, women's thing.
4 or 5 hours. I was at it.
Yeah.
So been talking all day. It feels like.
So hey, Jeremy, how you doing, bud? Good. Glad you see you here. Finally made it. I carry a $50 grocery gift card in my wallet in case I see.
Oh, how
that's a great job.
Mike.
That's a great idea there, Mike.
You're such a good person. He's just always so generous.
So, Facebook user, who are you? Please identify yourself, because all we see is Facebook user, and so we don't know who it is or so identify yourself so we properly welcome you. But if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and ring that little bell.
It's hard to hear. There's a karaoke starting. I wonder if that's Andrew or Sarah. I wonder if they're out at a karaoke or something.
Don't know. So, but things we wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you about some of the tips and stuff that I've got, as well as what Cynthia has.
Well, mine do better in the winter. I can talk about it, but mine's a winter activity. Since we didn't have any winter last year, I wasn't able to do it.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell them?
What I do is and usually you do it in January, and it works for vegetables. I do flowers. And of course, his first thing is, what flowers are you going to do that we can eat? And I'm like, I don't know if my flowers are edible. I just do flowers. Yeah, can you eat it? I do what's called winter sowing. And it's a very easy way to grow flowers or get your seeds started in the dead of winter. So in January, what I do, the first thing I do is I go to Starbucks and I ask them to save me all their milk jugs until I get about 40 or 50 milk jugs. You just rinse them out, throw the cap away, and you take the milk jug and you drill holes in the bottom and holes around the top. And then you make a lip on it. You cut from the back. I'll have one next week. You cut from the back around so that the milk jug actually opens. You put your soil in it, you put your seeds in it, you tap them down, you label the bottom of the jug, and then you put duct tape around it, and then you stick it outside in the dead of winter. And what it does, it acts like a little terrarium, and your plants, your seeds in there will freeze, they'll thaw, they'll freeze, they'll thaw, they'll get rain on them, they'll get snow on them. You don't do anything, you just put them out there and forget them. And then in the spring, what you'll do is you go out and you start watching your milk jugs, and pretty soon you see all the little sprouts start coming up. And it works the same way as it works with nature growing plants, only your jugs are holding the plants for you. It's really cool, really cool. Next week I'll put some slides up so you can actually see. I'll use some slides so you can actually see how it works.
Yeah. And Sherry says she just heard of winter sowing this year.
Oh, it's amazing, Sherry. And it virtually, it's the cost of the seeds. It's the cost of, some decent soil. You want potting mix. And then, milk jugs, some Starbucks, and they're happy to give them away. Our Starbucks doesn't even recycle them. So they were real happy to give away their milk jugs to me. And I just got my little Dremel out and I, Dremel holes in it. And next week I'll bring one from outside and actually show what it looks like. But if you start now, if you save your milk jugs from now until December, you should have enough without having to bother Starbucks. But very inexpensive. Just really seriously, the cost of the seeds and some bags of dirt. And you get very hardy plants because they're hardened to the area. If I go to Lowe's and I'll buy like daylilies at Lowe's, or echinacea or whatever, it's all been grown either in greenhouses or it's been grown down in the south. Well, we live in Virginia and it gets much colder here. So by winter sowing them, the seeds get used to the environment that they're in, and it's a lot of fun. It's great if you have kids too. It's really a great project to do with kids. So next week I'll have more information on that, and I'll get you, if I get email addresses, what if I can just send it to you, or simply Google winter sowing. It's so much fun.
Rita says she loves winter sowing.
Oh, good. Yeah, it looks like Heather says it's the watching the jug part. What happens is what happens with me is I get what's called jug eye. And jug eye is from simply taking your jug and looking at each one. I go along and look at one jug and look at the next jug, and pretty soon you're
How many
walking like
jugs did
this.
you have this? You had a
I
boatload.
had, I think, 40 this year,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't get any winter here.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept waiting. Every week would go by, and I would look at the temperatures and think, okay, Virginia gets snow. But no, Virginia did not get snow this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I put some out. I put 40 out, but then it got warm, so I just took the lids off. Cut all the lids off and started doing it like I'm just growing plants and seeds and dirt now.
Mm-hmm.
It's disappointing, but when I did it in Missouri, I mean, had hundreds of plants. I had more plants. I was giving plants when everybody wanted plants. So anyway.
Well, I just want to welcome. We saw Sherry, we see Heather,
yes,
and we see Rita. Rita, thank you so much for letting us know. We see you, and we do see your name.
I just spent like 2 days sewing.
Wow.
Okay, who was that Facebook
That's
user?
Facebook user. It's probably the Real Men Wear Kilts group.
It must be.
So if you're in Real Men Wear Kilts and you're watching this right now, do me a favor and say, hey, this is Bob, or hey, this is John.
Or click over to YouTube, and then we'll see you on YouTube.
But
because for some reason, if you're on like the Real Men group, it doesn't show us your name. It just shows us as a Facebook user.
Yeah.
I wonder if
where
that's Linda.
Rita is actually watching it on my wall.
Okay.
And so we're seeing
good
her
one,
name.
Jug Eye. Yeah. Jug Eye is what I call it.
So
Michael Morrison.
Michael Morrison. We see Andrew too.
Okay. Andrew
hey guys.
Said that.
So my tip, and I've told you about this multiple times before, is a website that I use. This is called Grow Veg, and I love Grow Veg. It is a pay website. You have to subscribe to it. I want to say that it's something like
$30 a
year, 40 something, 30 something bucks a year, but you can buy 2 years and get a little bit of a discount. And then every year it's something like $24 to renew it every year. But I love this program. I've been using it, every year. But this is what I've kind of drawn out our property. This is not to scale. So, but I've got, let me see.
Is that our deck across the back?
Yeah, this is our so the black thing here, and I don't know if you can see my mouse move, but
that's our deck.
That's a deck. And then I have my veggies over to the right, and then I have some trees over to the left. And way down in the bottom right-hand corner is my little herb garden and things. So, but the great thing is that you're able to lay things out and it'll automatically space it for you. And it'll give you spacing. It'll also tell you when to plant and when to, like, for example, I'm going to be doing the early spring, and then I'm going to be doing a midsummer, and then I'm going to be doing a fall and maybe even a winter garden. And what the great thing about Grow Veg is that Grow Veg will then now start sending you emails what to plant. And so if you're rotating your crops and so forth, they'll email you every other week and tell you what you need to do. Hey, you need to get these puppies in the ground, or start getting these seeds going so you can get them in the ground and everything. But Grow Veg is great. I love the emails. And then the guy who runs it here, let's see, we're gonna see him. This guy I forget his name, but he lives over in England. Great guy, does some wonderful videos and really great tips on gardening. I've learned a lot from Grow Veg, and it's totally worth the subscription.
If you do flowers too, you just click on the flower and it'll tell you how to plant it, where to plant it, if it wants sun, what kind of soil it wants. I mean, it's kind of like what's that plant identifier that I have on my phone? Picture This. Yeah. It's a lot like that with Picture This, only what it does is it actually helps you lay out your flower garden too. So it's a really cool thing. But
it's a great app. I love it. And the thing that really I love is the emails that I get. Not only do I get great videos from the guy, but I also get emails telling me, okay, you need to get this in, you need to get that in. Because I'm horrible about remembering, okay, what do I need to get in next? And
they really do all the work for you.
So they basically do all the work for you. You just, you've got to, do the hard work and everything like that. But Facebook user, if you watch it on Facebook, do me a favor, let us know who you are so that we can welcome you, because you're probably watching us in the Real Men Wear Kilts group. And if you are, all it shows is
the whole Lion Clan. So they must be out doing karaoke, Andrew, Sarah, and maybe Ray.
So maybe Ray. No, Ray. Well, Ray. He might be there too.
He might,
but
yeah, he's probably there too. We're
So,
karaokeing. He's a lot of fun. He's probably karaokeing with the rest of them.
Yeah. Hey, Paladin, how you doing? Paladin, is this Paladin Soup Bean? So, Paladin, good to see you, bud. Thank you.
And where's Paladin?
He's watching on YouTube.
No, I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know where.
Lives. Okay.
I don't know where Paladin lives. Do me a favor, folks. Let us all know where you live and everything, so at least get an idea of everybody. Is everybody on the East Coast side? Is everybody on the West Coast
Andrew,
side?
Ray, Ken, and Brenda.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Andrew wants to know if you're using the program that he showed you.
Program.
This one with the slides. What is this one called?
Oh yes, this is StreamYard. So yes, Andrew, we are using StreamYard now, and I love it. It does a lot of great stuff and things. So I got my little table here of goodies. But I was at Walmart today and I just had to pick this up. It was on sale. And Cynthia does her winter sewing.
I like the milk jugs.
But this is what I do a lot of times for getting my stuff going, are these little, the peat dealy bobs. And the thing is, these are 72 of them, and they expand and everything, and they have their own little greenhouse and stuff. So
can you plant those right into the
and then you can plant these right into the soil. Once they sprout, you can then just stick them right in. And I meant to bring my muffin pan down with me, because using muffin pans are a great way to get your spacing for a lot of veggies and everything. So these peat starters are great. And you can get this little clear lid for getting things started, turning into like greenhouse and everything. So this week I am going to start my seeds. Hopefully it won't freeze.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm one of those methodical urban preppers. Okay, Sherry's in West Central Ohio.
So Katie's in Zone 7B. We're in Zone 7B. So yeah,
I was in 6A, I think, in Missouri.
Yeah, we're in Zone 7B. So, but yeah, Katie, she is in Western North Carolina. We are up here in Roanoke. Salem.
Roanoke, Salem.
So that was my one of my little trips.
I tried one of those one time when I was in Missouri, but they dried out too fast for me. I put my little seeds in it and put them outside when I had little sprouts, and it dried out so fast. I think I killed them in a day. How do you keep the moisture in the little?
You just got to water them.
Just water. Just make sure they stay wet. Okay.
And everything. Andrew
I was new too at gardening, so I might have had them in the hot sun. I might not have known to put them in the hot sun.
Andrew says, I need to figure out what I need to plant and when.
That's
exactly what Grow Veg does. I mean, it has every vegetable, every fruit, every flower you can think of, and it tells you when to grow it. And that's why I love it too, because that's my exact same problem. When do I grow and when?
Yeah.
And things. So, but what is your other tip
for gardening?
Gardening stuff. I brought you something here. Your rubber gloves.
You brought my rubber gloves? Yeah. I don't like gardening gloves because to me they're just too cumbersome. This is what I use. In fact, the first time I ever got these, I had gone to the doctor and I asked the doctor if I could take a couple home and try them. And these are great because they keep your hands clean. And you don't have to worry about getting stuff underneath your fingernails. But you can feel everything. If you're dealing with little tiny seeds and little tiny sprouts, you can really feel them. I tried using gardening gloves and I'm just too clumsy with them. But this is a great, you can get them on Amazon. Yeah. I think I last time accidentally bought like 8 boxes of them or something. So we probably have 10,000. But be sure and watch for the size. Yeah. Because there are different sizes to them. Because the first ones, she likes those gloves too. The first ones I bought were small, and I think I must have given them to a friend because I've got big hands. I needed larges. But those are really great if you want to be able to feel what you're doing in your gardening.
My next thing here, and I'll show it to you, but I've got slides. I can't show it to you.
Yeah, you can't take it off.
Can't take it out or anything, but this is what I love. This is my Hori Hori. And
it's just fun to say too.
Hori Hori.
probably hurt.
But and this is an example of buying good tools. I
Mhm.
mean, these are on the expensive side, but these things are solid. And I mean, it's got steel pommels. Let's see if I can even show. I've got a bottle opener. So,
And where did you get that?
You gave it to me for Christmas.
I surprised him with it. Christmas. He was
him.
talking about one on a show,
Mm-hmm.
and so I ordered one, and then it didn't come in time. They messed up with when they told me it would come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I printed off a page and wrapped it up in a box, put a bow on it, and said, "Here's your present."
But
it came the next day, of course.
I broke my last one. And I got some cheap Chinese piece of crap, and at one of the big box stores and everything. And like the second, plant ball that I had to like leverage out and everything, it just bent right over, right at the handle and stuff. So I'm a believer in getting good quality tools, and that way they last you forever. Now, this one is on the expensive side, or let's see here. This is on the expensive side, but this is a tool that's going to last you for
$62. It's going to last you a good long
10
while.
years, man. And that's what you want to do these times and days is with inflation going higher, start having a 10-year mindset. Can I use this for the next 10 years? Will it last and everything? But here's another one. You can get the version, just the Hori Hori itself for $39. Or you can get the one with the sheath,
which is what you would want. It's
what you really want,
really sharp.
and things, because that way, whoop,
still isn't that fun? I love this program.
Yeah. But the one, the sheath, because what I also have, and this is something I wanted to show you. This is just actually it's a tactical kilt belt. And I never wear it for my, it really is.
That's a tactical kilt
or it's just
belt.
it's a tactical belt and everything. But it's got a snap, snap buckle and things.
What do you use that for?
This is what I hold my Hori Hori on. And then I was going to show also.
Oh, I see.
My Fisker.
He bought me one of those. These are great too.
These are great.
You can really cut your finger off fast with one of these.
But these are, and everything is listed in, I give links down these. I use these puppies all the time, especially with my herbs and pruning and everything. But these are a multi-tool because they have a serrated edge on one side and a sharp edge on the other. And so it's.
And the funny thing is, he gave me one of these because he loved his so much. He bought one for me. He didn't tell me that it was serrated on the outside. And thank goodness one day he mentioned that to me, because I would have picked them up not even knowing that they were sharp on the outside.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But they are great for plants, especially if you want to get
awesome tools. But they're made by Fisker. And so this goes on my belt. My Hori Hori goes on my belt. And I'm basically ready to go get out gardening. And
I love those
and everything.
Fiskers.
These two tools I use a lot.
I would go to Lowe's and just buy your regular clippers, and within half a season they were done. But these things stay sharp.
Yeah,
they are really, and it really fits your hand well.
Yeah, they're nice.
Heather says she has a Hori Hori knife.
So Facebook uses, sadly, I do not have a green thumb. And then, Heather says, she loves her Hori Hori. So,
let me find this one. Go up here. Sherry was saying, jumping back a ways to your thing you got at Walmart today. She says she uses a spray bottle. I was going to mention this to you every other day until they get the Trulies, and then she bottom waters.
Okay.
I didn't do that. And I killed mine. I think I put them also in the hot sun way too soon. But I was green then. So I've learned a lot since then.
So do you have any other tips?
No, I'm just here for the fun.
You're just here for the fun?
I'm just here for the fun.
So do me a favor and pass me those tools, that tool. This is another great tool, and this is made by Black & Decker. And I didn't link this in, but dinky pruners, dinky bush and tree pruners. These things come in handy like crazy. I mean, we have a lot of trees that have a lot of growth from the bottom. We moved here a year ago,
And a lot of our trees had never been pruned at all. So getting out there and getting all the bottom leaves and getting air underneath the trees and everything, those, and they're be seeing that they're not long. They're easy for a woman to handle because I don't have a lot of arm strength. But these are great.
That's what you used to trim out all the middle, didn't you?
I did. I used these for all the middle out there. And he said, I don't think I wanted that thinned out. And I'm like, whoops, sorry. It's growing back this year.
Yep.
But yeah, these are really good for a woman because you don't hit not the long ones, where it's really hard to get through, and they're sharp.
But they have a nice big handle. I mean, you can see the grip here that I have. That's a nice big grip. So the grips are nice and they're soft because you're out there and pruning and everything.
It's funny when I do it. I just go click. I don't go. I just go click.
Well, I'm doing it the manly way.
Okay, you're putting more.
Yeah,
more noises
into it. It helps. But these are great.
Funny.
These are great tools. I mean, these are great pruners and everything, and it just again fits the hand. Just not too long, not too short, just right.
Yep, I do like those really well.
So.
Oh, and I was going to also mention my regular gardening tools are by Cutco. We had a gal that we used to know who was putting herself through college, and she was selling Cutco knives. And I'm sure they still have it. They have a gardening bag. And I'll tell you what, back then it was like $120. I have no clue what it costs now, but it was the best investment in gardening tools.
Yeah,
I'm still using them. And if they ever need to be sharpened, I send them back to Cutco. They sharpen them. Bring back. Actually, I don't bother doing that anymore. There's a person that can sharpen them for like $7 a piece. But they are really good tools. Even the little hand diggers, the little trowels are sharp. They have their edges sharp. So they're very good tools. If you really want to invest in good gardening hand tools, the Cutco ones are very, very good.
And then we just want to say hi to Thomas. Hey, Thomas, haven't seen you. Good to see you here, bud. So. But
Thomas is in New Jersey.
Yeah, Thomas is here.
Just came in from landscaping.
And then Whispers Human.
Put pictures in here. I wish people could put pictures on. Whispers Human is Linda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Whisper is her beautiful collie. That's my Linda.
Okay. Hey, Linda. So, now,
oops. I hope that wasn't liquid.
No, it wasn't. Now, I have to admit, this has been on my dream list for some time, and I've wanted one for a while, ever since we started watching. Why do I want this, my dear?
Well, we watched Naked and Afraid, and in fact, both of us were like, I don't know what I would do with it, but I just wanted it because it was such a cool tool. There's a guy on Naked and Afraid, if you ever watch that, it's a great survival show. Yep, Gary. Gary Old something. I can't think of what his last name is. He's the crazy guy Naked and Afraid that eats everything.
Yeah.
I mean, dead carcass, everything.
He always goes home because he eats something stupid.
Eats bad berries or gets poison in his eyes from the trees or
crocodiles.
But this is called a Pulaski.
It's a Pulaski tool. And again, it's by Bare Bones. Let me see. There we go.
Bare Bones.
Bare Bones makes this.
We just got this a couple days ago.
I've been wanting one of these forever.
This was a big splurge for us.
Yeah. And this costs $149.
So you can see it was a big splurge for us.
It is a quality tool. And, it's got an as, if you think that's what that's called.
What is it called?
An as?
I don't know.
If anybody who knows what this part is properly called, let me know. Jeremy says a Pulaski.
My weapon of choice when
wildland
firefighting. Wow. Yeah. I'd like to know about that. That is interesting.
But Bare Bones makes a great Pulaski. It's probably the best Pulaski out there.
Are there other Pulaskis?
I mean, you can buy, cheap Chinese things.
Oh, but are they called Pulaski?
Yeah, they're called Pulaski.
That's the tool name. But Bare Bones
don't have, a lot of them just have a small as here. They don't have a good cupped wide as that you can sharpen and everything. It's just like more of a oh gosh, what is that pick called that's got the
I know Mike says a lot of forest firefighters use this.
And then the axe side,
Jeremy did too.
Great axe, but super great metal and a great gardening tool. Let's get this on right.
You can show gardening tools on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And you just can't show like knives.
Yeah, and things. So, But this is, again, it was $140, $149, but I've been wanting one for quite a while. And
I even told him I liked it. If it wasn't such a big thing, I wouldn't even like it. I
but,
wouldn't mind putting it in the kitchen or something, just so I could look at it.
Nice,
just a cool
nice
tool.
base here to hammer with. I mean, chop with, hoe with. But it's just, and it's kind of weighty.
It is weighty. I was surprised.
Weighty, but it is nicely balanced too. Mm-hmm. So this pommel is, and it's also, I believe, through the tang. So it has all the way through the tang. But
yeah, I felt like a real weakling when he handed it to me. I'm like, I didn't realize it was as heavy as it is.
It's about 5 to 7 pounds.
Well, the people on Naked and Afraid, they're like they've geared up for this. And I'm a wuss.
But I've been wanting one of those for a while, and now I got one, so I'm super happy. And we got forest everywhere.
Yeah, Linda just said yard sales. That's something too.
Great thing. Estate sales, yard sales.
Yard sales.
Matic. Thank you, Richard. Thank you.
What's
so
that?
It's a Matic. That's the.
Oh, that's what that's called. Yeah. Okay.
So thank you.
And it's let's see. Paul says, I need a good water purifier for emergency
20. What you want to do is you want to get the Berkey Sport bottle. It's about $45 on Amazon. I can put a link to it later, but it's is good for 99 gallons of filthy, dirty water and 400 gallons of clean water. But it will take out everything. And it's one of the best things out there. Forget those stupid straws, man. Forget them.
Does that come with the Berkey?
No.
I mean, okay, the ones that have the straws.
Yeah, the Berkey Sport bottle is your typical sport bottle, but it has a filter in it, and you can put the water in from anything, a pool, a river, a lake, the back of your toilet, whatever. And, you just scoop it up, put the filter in, screw it on, squeeze it to prime it, and you can start drinking for about $45. And the great thing is you can take water with you, where a lot of people are getting these stupid life straws. And I do not care for them. One, you got to get on your belly and drink, which is not tactically sound. For those of you who've ever read about Gideon and his 300, that's how God told him how to choose the good guys. The good tactically, situationally aware guys will get on their knees and bring the water to them. The non-tactically unaware people will get on their belly and drink. And so that's why
you're not protected at all.
You're not protected. Yeah.
Unless you have someone watching your back.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of the life straws. I love the Berkey Sport bottle. In fact, you can go to my YouTube channel, scroll down. You can see an old video that I did where I drank skanky water out of a pool that we used to keep for our chickens and dogs. And it was skanky. And so I drank that water. And yes, I'm still alive. So, but that's probably one of the best water filters that you can use for a bug out bag and so forth. Because again, you take water with you. So, but what else here? Well, Pepper's new water purifier. That's really nice too. I have to fight that one.
Oh, Linda said she bought one of her koi pond. I got one of those bottles last time you advertised. Have you used it, Linda? I'm curious. We have our dogs. The filter for the dogs is a Berkey.
We're using our Berkey water filter. We were experimenting because why?
Well, our newest little dog is a
Shih Tzu Yorkie.
Shih Tzu Yorkie. They're called a Shorkie. And he has tear stains. He has a white face and he has tear stains. And I was reading that if you put them on very good filtered water, it would help them to not release the red blood cells under their white fur. Well, I don't know about that, but the water sure is good. So we've got a big one upstairs that we keep adding water to. That keeps filtering
to give the dogs clean water.
I drink right out of the faucet, but the dogs the dogs drink the filtered water.
Yeah, our water is good here. It really is.
Hey, John's on.
Hey, John. How you doing, bud? So
she's got a 2,000-pound koi pond.
Wow.
Considered water starch. Good. That is smart.
Great idea.
We should eat the koi first if things get that bad. I've seen some koi that get pretty good size.
So it's like eating carp.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they're eating carp, which is what they turn into. But you'd hate to be eating a $200 fish if your koi get really big. It's like, man, that's a $300 fish.
Well, it's good to see John. John is our little girl's. Well, he's a dear friend of ours.
Yeah.
but he also is
He's
our little
Santa.
Sarah's Santa Claus.
He's a professional Santa
He's a
Claus.
professional Santa Claus, the best Santa ever.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we moved from Texas, and we would see John in Texas, and he actually called Sarah last Christmas, and she was beside herself that Santa Claus had called her personally. So yeah, and she actually still prays. She prays for Santa, and she prays for. My mind just blanked on what John's dog's name is. I can't. I'm sorry. I cannot think of it right now. My brain just died on me.
Yeah, Kilted Cab, he says, I was looking for a good water filter to keep in the cab just in case of a breakdown. Yeah, the Berkey Sport Berkey bottle. I'll put a link to it after the show and everything. Rosie bumped into something.
I was going to say was that Sarah? I think Rosie knocked over something there.
We have, one of those robotic vacuum things. We call her Rosie.
She's strong and she pushes furniture around.
Yeah.
Coco, that's it.
Yeah, Coco.
Coco, yeah. Sarah could have told me, but she's in bed already. Coco.
Yeah. But what else here? One more thing, and I've shown this to you before. And this, I brought a brand new one because I forgot mine in stinking Texas. But I love this thing. This is a Spetsnaz shovel.
A what?
Spetsnaz shovel. They're Russian special forces.
Oh, okay, it sounds like you're sneezing.
And but this is their trenching tool. And I love.
Is this the one that you can kneel and use?
This is you can actually use this laying down if you had to. But the Spetsnaz use this not only as an entrenching tool, but they use it as an axe because the edges are very sharp. And then it's perfectly balanced so you can throw it like a tomahawk. And there's videos out there of Spetsnaz running around throwing these things and like doing flips. And
they're sharp.
Yeah, it's not super sharp, but it's sharp enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
that helps going in the dirt.
So, but it's a great tool. I love using it. I use it all the time, but I forgot mine in Texas when we moved here, and so I wanted to get another one because I love it so much. And they're just super heavy duty, good handle. And then if your handle breaks, you can order a new one from Amazon or Cold Steel for like $10. But 2 big screws, unscrew it, pop it off. They also have a longer handle that you can order from Cold Steel, and it'll kind of like be about that long. But I like the short handle because I can get on my knees or be on my knees, and I can be digging through the garden with this thing or hacking away or something like that. But
I'm gonna have to come out and watch you garden this year. It looks like you're pretty animated while you do it.
Damn cucumbers!
John says he keeps one like that in his truck.
Yeah, but I love them. It's a great thing. They're only about $20, $25. So. But
I've never used a shovel unless I was standing up to put the force on it. So do you have to have real strong arms to do that, or no?
I mean, you're like, if your dirt's already plowed up and everything, it's rather easy using.
I'll have to go out and use that.
So, but it's a really good tool, and something that we just I love. So. But those are all my tools. Do you have any?
I don't have any other tools. I just love
tips.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions? Always a good thing to ask.
Yeah.
I should look back and see.
So what gardening zone?
We got Heather's life story on here.
Yeah. We love you, Heather.
We love you, Heather.
So.
Yeah. It's neat She's in Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin, one of my most favorite states.
It's neat to see folks and part of our community and everything. We all start getting to know each other and things like that. So it's pretty cool. But any questions at all? My new book came out.
Yes.
And I'm waiting so I can buy stinking author copies, and it takes 72 hours. Well, they're over the 72-hour mark, and I still can't buy author copies. And I'm going to be speaking in the beginning of May at the Mountain Readiness Preparedness Expo, and then also speaking at the Old School Prepper Boot Camp in Ohio. That one is one of the largest prepper events on the East Coast. And then Mountain Readiness. So Mountain Readiness is May 5th through the 7th. And then the following weekend right after that is Prepper Boot Camp, and that's in Ohio.
And he's camping at both of these.
We should
have brought down that portable toilet. We had the biggest laugh. Actually, we should just put pictures of it. He's showing me this portable
toilet. Go
toilet.
On Cynthia's Facebook page.
Go to my Facebook page, Cynthia Mhor.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of it on there. It shows the box has the portable toilet on it because everyone's camping. And then it shows you the uses for it. And it says, for camping.
For your boat.
For your boat. The third one is for the boardroom.
For the boardroom.
And I thought, I sat in many boardrooms, in many, many meetings. I've never seen anybody pull out a portable potty in the boardroom and use it.
Mm-hmm.
Would not be the place for the portable potty.
No, it was, I was looking at that and I was like, I pulled her over and stuff. It's like,
yeah, look at this. It's hilarious.
So I couldn't, so it was weird that they put for the boardroom.
For the boardroom.
Yeah.
So I have a friend here, Pat, and I sent it to her because I thought it was so funny. And she says, we need to put one of those in the sanctuary so nobody has to miss any of our pastor's sermons.
Yeah.
And I mean, that just brought all these mental images to mind of everybody in our church having this little portable potty. So you don't have to leave the sanctuary. I guess we digress a little bit, huh?
Yeah, we digress. But Richard, it is going to be at Harmony Farms or Harmony, North Carolina. And we got all the speakers here. We got a great lineup of speakers. I know a number of them.
Excuse me.
Doc Bones and Nurse Amy are old friends of mine. We got Forrest from PrepperNet. We got myself. Susan, who is like the extraordinary herbal lady.
I don't know.
I forget. Yeah, his name just escaped me. But
which one?
We got a great lineup of speakers here, and I'm going to be speaking every day at 9:30 a.m. I believe, and I'm going to be speaking about dehydrators. So make sure if you're in the North Carolina area or if you're in the Virginia.
Oh, Sherry said she bought your book. That's funny. We haven't seen it, Sherry.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
You can buy it on Amazon, but they still haven't given him the last proof to look at to approve the book.
Yeah,
we haven't even seen it, but Amazon is sending it out.
Yeah. So, also, if you buy my book and you give me a 5-star review and let me know so I can check it out, then what I'll do is I'm going to send you a 7-gig flash drive of all my survival files. So those are manuals, ebooks. There's some videos on there, some audios on there.
There's a lot of information.
There is a boatload of files that I've been collecting over the years, and you name it, it's on there. And so for giving me a 5-star review, I will send that to you absolutely free and showing you my gratitude. So April 29th, we're having the Celtic Festival in Southern Maryland.
We're not that far from Maryland here, are we?
I don't know. Are we?
I
don't know. I don't know what's the north.
Maryland is right by Washington D.C.
Yeah,
actually,
Maryland, I think, is on top of us.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we're still getting to know Virginia.
Yeah, we didn't do well in geography, obviously.
So yeah, we live in the toe of Virginia. So if you look at Virginia, it looks like a shoe. So we live in the toe.
That's funny.
So, but yeah.
Are you coming to Colorado
anytime soon?
We wish.
Not planning on it right now. I don't know of any events or anything that's going on out there. Plus, no one's invited me to come speak out there.
Richard is from Gomen.
And so
that'd be really nice if you could go and start speaking around the country, places like, because Colorado is beautiful.
So
beautiful. Even though I'm a Virginia girl now.
Yeah.
Love Virginia.
But what else is any other things? Order my book.
Linda said she wants to dig a pond this year and stock it with bluegill and catfish. That would be fun.
We'll
go fishing at Linda's.
Great idea.
Go back to Missouri.
I've been kind of thinking, and I've been doing research on this of not damming up my creek, but kind of like creating a pool and stuff, and
see if we have any fish in there.
So maybe get some fish or crawdads or something in there. So we still have water flow going through, but create a deeper pool and stuff, and kind of make it look natural. I'll throw some logs and rocks that maybe have accidentally fallen there and everything. So, But and then I saw this really cool video of a guy using PVC pipe. He lives in India, and he just pumped the pipe into this 50-gallon barrel, and all of a sudden water started to flow. And I forget how he's doing it, or what the principle is. But I was like, man, that is a great idea to pump water out of the creek. So
that's funny. Richard Blackmore said he moved to Colorado from Virginia.
Oh, wow.
So he's got two of the best states in the country.
We live here in Salem, as you probably know. So
Linda's seen our creek. It's gold. Yeah.
And our creek does flow all year round. And what I am thinking about, because we're able to draw water from it, and what I'm wanting to do is actually get a catch tank that's kind of up the hill, and then use that to just water our garden and put it on a garden timer, and do that. But I have to figure out, we got quite a bit of an incline and quite a distance, and I would say it's probably a couple hundred yards, about 100 yards maybe uphill. And so
Gish Creek.
Yeah, Gish Creek.
Gish Creek.
And so I'm trying to figure out, do I want to maybe do a wind generator, do a little windmill to keep a 12-volt battery, and will a 12-volt pump that water up that great height, and or something, or do I need to put catch basins and whatever like that? But
it'd be nice to catch the water and be able to use it for the gardens.
That's one
of my coming out of our hose.
Yeah. And then plus, with the water coming out of the stream, we're pretty close to the originating source, so there's not a lot of downhill or backhill.
It's really cool.
No dead animals or people,
people
using it.
Yeah, it's cool where the stream, as it runs down along the side of the house, it's not very deep. And so, and the man that built the house, it's very, very wooded, but he cleaned out an area and put like 3 or 4 fire pits out there, didn't he? And then like three fire pits out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so our little Sarah gets to go down. We can't see her when she's down there, but we can hear her. And she's not far from the house, but yet it's private. It's wooded at the front. Nobody can see her from the street. And so she likes to go down there and do science experiments, she says. And she loves to just stand and throw rocks into the creek. So, and she can't hurt herself. So it's just a perfect place for raising a child out there.
So, but we're tempted to get her some walkie-talkies, so at least when she is out there in the woods and stuff, she has a means of communication.
If something happened.
Train them up young.
Joey says there are charts that they use to calculate friction loss when pumping from fire trucks uphill. That may come in handy for determining the size of your pump. That's a good idea.
And the thing
hammer
is,
pump is a great free energy way of pumping water.
And that might be what that guy in India is doing.
The hammer pump
is a hammer pump, because he has a tube on it going up, and that's obviously trapping air. And so what's happening is the air in that tube is going up and down, thus causing the pumping thing. But it's really interesting to see and everything like that. So Richard says get her license. I have my license, KF5 KPV. So
what are we talking about?
Ham.
He has a ham radio license. Yep.
So we got our Baofangs.
Yep.
And this is a neat one. This is a Baofeng 10 watt. So
it's kind of fun to sit out there and listen to them.
Yeah.
Listen to everybody talking on them.
But those of you looking into getting started in ham, Baofeng is a great way to get started. Super cheap. Get them now while you still can. So
they're not making them anymore?
No, it's just if we ever go to war with China, the Baofeng thing will dry up.
Yeah, well, so everything at Dollar Tree.
Yeah, so
Dollar Tree will go out of business.
So, but anything else? We've been on now for almost an hour.
Oh gosh, exactly. I got 7:02.
Yeah. I got 59 minutes and 54 seconds. We got 22 people watching. We just thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
If you guys are watching over on Facebook, do us a favor, jump over to YouTube and like, subscribe, and share, and then ring that little bell so you get notified when we post new videos and do lives.
Yep, Mike says he carries that radio in his cab.
Yeah, I love my Baofeng. My neighbor's got one.
Oh, Linda says we should have a convention in Salem to get a pump going in that creek. That would be fun.
I'm actually.
That would be fun. Tell me what you're actually thinking about
doing.
doing.
We have the space to do camping. I mean, we have a big clearing down by the creek, and the original owner cleared that out, I guess, for family campouts or something like that. But that's where we got the fire rings out there and stuff. But I've been really thinking about doing a bug out bag test. And so if you live in the area or something,
just go out there with your bug out bag.
Go out with your bug out bag and see how you do.
What do they eat?
What they brought.
Oh, I see. Okay,
everything's in their bug out bag.
Okay,
so what they eat, what they drink, what they wear, how they sleep, like, and do all that. But do a fun get together here and bug out bag test if you want. If you don't want, that's okay. You can still come hang out and we can. And that was another thing I was thinking. My Pulaski is going to come in real handy on me carving those trails that I want to carve out there. So I've got some trails started, so you kind of walk around in our woods.
Yes, Linda, you get the guest.
So, but
we wouldn't put Linda outside. Casper the Friendly Pepper. Anybody mention the garden weasel? I'm assuming I don't know anything about garden weasels. Are they?
No, I haven't.
Are they? Is that a serious thing, or is a garden weasel one of those?
I want to say that it's something to do with de-weeding or weeding.
I don't know what a garden weasel is. It sounds interesting.
And then I forgot to mention hula ho, but I didn't have a hula ho in here.
A hula ho?
Hula ho. Yeah, it's great for weeding.
Oh.
I left mine again. Stinking. A lot of our stuff didn't.
Let's not go there. A lot of our stuff did not make it.
Yeah, a lot of our stuff didn't make it here.
From our realtor that was supposed to make sure and get it to us.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good job.
A lot of our stuff did not.
A lot of my gardening tools, but hula ho is also a really great tool to have. So, but dibs on the guest room.
Yep, that's Linda.
So, Casper the Friendly Pepper. Anybody mentioned the garden?
That's what I was asking.
No, I don't know. But it is I think it's that spiky round thing that you just roll around back and forth and it,
do they work?
It weeds.
Does it work?
Thatches and yeah, as far as I know, I haven't owned one myself. I've always used
4 angled spikes.
Yeah.
Shove it in the ground and turn.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay. I know what you mean. Yeah. It chews up the ground for you.
Oh.
It's the spikes are twisted. So you just shove it down. And
like for planting, if you're gonna put a bulb in there or something,
twist, and it helps break up your ground really well.
I'll be darned.
So
I'll have to Google that when we get off.
Yeah,
I like the name of it, the garden weasel.
So,
well, we should probably get off. We are 7:05.
Yep. So I just want to thank everybody here.
Guys.
Thank you if you're watching in Real Men Wear Kilts. Thank you if you're watching on my Facebook wall. And especially thank you if you're watching here on YouTube because you're helping us get our hours up.
Yes, thank you.
And so we really appreciate you showing
up on YouTube.
It'd be fun
to see what kind of perks we get once we get to 4,000 hours. Really. I know that they do special things.
Yep. And so, but again, if you're new, like, subscribe, and share. Please subscribe. And in fact, I don't know if I'm being shadow banned or not. I put up videos and stuff, and I'm only getting like 50, 45, 50 views. And I know I've got more subscribers than that. And I know that, just here we've got 22 people and things. So, I don't know what's going on. And if Facebook or YouTube is kind of pushing me down or what, but I've been having some really great topics. And in fact, some fellow prepper friends of mine have loved it. And
they've had the same thing though.
And they've been talking about the same thing too.
Losing subscribers all of a
sudden.
They're
talking about losing them too. So
the garden weasel is good in clay soil. That's good to know.
Yeah, we kind of have this loamish clay stuff going on.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Larry. Hey, good, better late than never.
Yeah.
So
have a blessed night, Heather. I'm going to watch some and share. Thank you, Heather, for tuning in.
Thank you.
Always glad when you're here.
But we're a number of YouTube folks are losing subscribers out of the blue. And in fact, I think Michael, who's watching here, was one of those people. It's like, dude, I totally knew I subscribed, and all of a sudden I'm gone. So I don't know what YouTube is doing, but we're losing subscribers. People aren't watching the videos. And it's coming from a lot of the prepper channels. So I know Pinball Prepper, big time, has been hit by that. Too. So
anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yep.
It's been fun. We always look forward to our Saturday nights. Once we get here, once the child is fed, teeth brushed, prayer said, got her
Dogs
in bed,
away.
dogs are put away, we can go, this is fun.
Yeah. So that's everything, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper.
And I'm Aunt Cynthia.
So we'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And kilt on.